All right, joining us now from his district in southwestern Ohio, Democratic Congressman Greg Landsman. Congressman, there are some Republicans who are open to extending Obamacare subsidies. A tough line from your colleague from Arkansas there, but we're hearing from swing district Republicans that they want a deal and they want to extend these extra subsidies. So if that sounds increasingly likely, why are Democrats still holding out as all this havoc that we talked about are happening as the shutdown continues?
Because each one of us has, 30, 40, in some instances, 50,000 constituents who are about to see their healthcare costs skyrocket. And they're going to get a letter in the next couple of weeks saying that if Congress does not act, their healthcare costs are going to double. And they just can't afford that. And so I'm thinking about the 32,000 folks in my district. I met with several of them this week, had lunch with them to talk about, their situations. They cannot afford this health care without the subsidies. And we need Democrats and Republicans to get in a room and negotiate what would be, I think, a half-day negotiation of, the details of reopening the government and extending these subsidies so that people don't lose their health care or see their health care costs skyrocket.
But why can't you open the government and then do that? Is it just a matter of trust, or what's the secret?
Yeah, they're not going to do it. I mean, they weren't interested in doing it when they put their $4.5 trillion tax bill together. They passed that. $4.5 trillion they spent on cutting taxes, mostly for the super wealthy. They chose not to extend these subsidies. In fact, they cut over $1 trillion in health care. And then we said, look, the government's about to shut down. Will you negotiate then? No. The government has now shut down. Will you negotiate now? No. So I don't think the American people believe that there's any chance that they're going to do this unless we get in a room right now.
Okay, what about the congressman's point about the unaffordability problem? So we know that employer-based insurance premiums are going to be $27,000 on average next year. And as you point out, the individual policies in the Obamacare exchanges are set to rise by about 30%. So yes, you are 100% right. Extending subsidies is popular with voters in this time of inflation and high prices. But isn't it also true we can't just sort of keep patching this problem forever? Obamacare may be popular, but it's also looking unaffordable. $38 trillion is a lot of money. What's the solution?
Public option, in my opinion. I mean, you gotta get everyone into an insurance plan that they can afford, and Medicare is the most affordable and reliable insurance program that exists. So I'm not a big fan of these private sector for-profit healthcare systems that make billions and billions and billions of dollars on this. And you look at a place or a program like Medicaid or Medicare, and both are incredibly well run, and people should be able to buy into that public option. And that, to me, is, what the Affordable Care Act was a bridge to, right? Like, you have Medicaid, you have Medicare, you have a private insurance through your employer, and then everybody else needed a place to go, which was the Affordable Care Act. But if you just get rid of that sentence in law that says for Medicare, everyone over the age of 60, 65 and older, then you have tens of millions of people who can buy into Medicare.
Okay, on to politics, my specialty. Few states are as weird as Ohio when it comes to this. The redistricting pain in Ohio is never ending. The fight after the 2020 census still lingers on. You've got mandatory redistricting before next year's election in Ohio. Now, of course, Republicans are coming for your swing district. The House Minority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries, is hinting at the idea that the National Party may get involved in the fight and push a possible referendum that could put everything on hold for now. What do you think about this approach? Have you talked to him about it? Do you want to see that happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to fight back against all of the partisan gerrymandering that's been happening. I mean, I don't like it on either side, and at least Democrats have tried to push through Congress what was House H.R. 1 a couple years ago for the People's Act, the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, which would end partisan gerrymandering. People hate partisan gerrymandering because it's terrible for democracy. It's terrible for voters. They hate dark money. They hate voter suppression. We need a fix to our democracy. And I think Trump and congressional Republicans know that things are looking very bleak for them in this midterms. And so they're trying to rig the maps all over the country. And Democrats are responding in kind. This is an arms race to the bottom, right? This is a terrible way, to treat voters. So, yeah, I'm supportive of fighting back in Ohio, but ultimately, we need federal legislation to protect voters.
In the meantime, what do you say to Democrats in places like Virginia and Colorado that are getting into the fight and they're going to do the sort of retributive gerrymandering? Do you have the same message for them?
Yeah, same message, though, if Republicans or Trump decides that he's going to stop doing this in states all over the country, they should stop too. But ultimately, you need to ban this nationally. No one should be doing partisan gerrymandering. It's so bad for democracy. And you combine that with all the money, and you get where, what we have right now, the status quo. The status quo is terrible. You got political, economic, cultural elites running the show, and, most people are struggling, and the country has become unaffordable for most Americans.
Okay, America, if you had ever ridden the Beast at Kings Island in Mason, Ohio, I have, you would know him already. But if you don't, there he is, Congressman Greg Landsman. We thank you